Hello guys, Toybarn here. In this video, I will explain the project and plan for my new video playlist which discusses ideas for Persona 6. But a little disclaimer at the beginning that this idea was made by my younger brother. But I describe it in the form of video so that you all can understand and share ideas for this Persona game series. So, the Persona 5 series in my opinion is very good and will be difficult to match. Because the Persona 5 series graphics are very good, the Persona style plot twist story is difficult to guess, the characters are cool and unique, and of course, the soundtrack is always memorable. But these things do not mean that the Persona series must stop at Persona 5, right? So me and my brother, as the ones who made this idea, hope that the presence of Persona 6 can be better and better than Persona 5. So let's discussing it. Persona series games always have a color theme in each game. Each color that becomes the theme also has a meaning according to the theme of the game or the message of the game. For example, if you want green as a color theme because green is a basic color that has not been used in the previous series, you can share your ideas and opinions in the comment section below. The color theme in our idea is white, where the white color here symbolizes morality and immorality, judging others, ideal or perfection, although it still symbolizes emptiness as a representation of empty heart disease, which is one of the conflicts in this Persona 6 idea. The UI we wanted was a bright accent, white and not monotonous. For example, in the main menu of Gran Turismo 4, it looks like this. The theme of this Persona 6 idea is morality and immorality. That means people in this game always stick with bad habits or perspective. Judging others, ideal or perfection, this means that in this life there must be something that is categorized as moral and immoral. But sometimes a person or group tolerates something immoral, and there are also those who criticize, even though it does not rule out of the fact that the side who is criticizing also does or has something immoral too. In addition, people or the public often have high expectations of someone, and when these expectations are not met, the public is disappointed and does not rule out a possibility that someone is treated badly by the public. So from this there will always be two sides of humans. Both sides are the cause and effect and response of what humans do, like there is always good and evil. Everything will always have two different responses and consequences, so this will have little in common with Persona 5, which shows how the public responds to what happens in this game, where it is based on our decisions while playing. For the main protagonist, we choose a male character only, and no gender option. So, sorry if you want a female lead or gender option. But because this is our idea, we choose a male as the main character for the story. And he is in high school, of course. But don't worry, not all of the party members will be in high school again. There are some adult characters around 20s who will be Persona users and in our team. But for the characters' details, I will go deeper and explain more in the next video. In this Persona 6 idea, we will enter the dimension of the shadows like the various Persona series before. The name of the dimension is Akasha Record. This Akasha Record can be accessed using the camera on a smartphone. The mechanism to enter there is to take photos or videos of themselves using a third-party application from the collaboration of the Akasha and Infinity companies that secretly have the ability to access the Akasha Record dimension. While we enter Akasha records, your smartphone battery will not die, since you captured the real time in your phone, and the real time is freezing. That's why your battery is stuck too. In Akasha records, however, you can set the time only to see the past events, but not the future. You can interact with people either while the time freezes. When you go to see someone's past, you can take a photo of good memories of a person to remind them that they had something to treasure. You can also take a photo of trauma events of a person and send it to the victim in real life as a reminder that the victim should face their trauma to heal. So the shadows can come out in Akasha records and you be able to defeat it. But someone can use this method to do bad things too, like make people go crazy because sending a photo of traumatic events can harm recovery. That's why you and your team have to be careful of using this method. In Akasha records, you can see people's inner thoughts because there are so many letters or words in that other realm to represent that you are in the world of information or data. This like Persona 4 with glitching TV screen when the shadow weakened, or Persona 5 with pink footsteps or fire thingy when the shadow appears and disappears. If you want to return to the real world, just delete the photo you just took before entering Akasha records and you will be in the same position as before you entered it. And it can cause mistrust in your group if something bad happens, because maybe some of them or one of them go to the Akasha records without anybody knowing it. People's immoral behaviors and inner thoughts in the real world influencing their shadows, making the world based on what they are desire or how they see things, called utopia. Utopia is just like the palace in Persona 5. However, utopia is more like a duplicate of the real world that is formed from everyone's subconscious without realizing it. If everyone has the same subconscious desires, then the idealism of utopia eventually comes true. That's what we and the party members will try to prevent. Like Mementos in Persona 5 or Tartarus from Persona 3, our Persona 6 also has a special dungeon called Apistos for grinding levels or doing quests that are accessed by visiting places of worship or shrines while in Akasha records. The way to enter is by saying Apistos at the holy place. Wherever the place of worship or shrine, you will still end up entering the same Apistos. Awakening is the moment that almost waited while we playing Personagames series, because the awakening scene is always iconic and badass. In the awakening scene of our idea, your smartphone will ring. Someone's calling. When you see it, it is you yourself, the one who's calling you. Yes, it is your own persona that is trying to call your mind through your smartphone. While the phone rings, you hear a voice from your smartphone, echoing in your head, trying to convince you to accept the call by answering it. But you will hear voices that make you have to accept yourself and your fear. That's why it makes it really hard for you to answer the call from your persona. The scene will show that you are trying to break the phone by throwing it to the ground, hoping that the voice will stop. But it's no use. Your smartphone is okay, and nothing changes due to the time freeze. In the end, you accept it and answer the call. Your persona will say, "Thou art I, and I'm thou," etc., etc., until he asks you to call him by name. You say, "Jason," as your initial persona, and then he appears. Later, after awakening, it is you who calls the persona through your smartphone. He is now in your contacts. Maybe one of you is wondering why a smartphone is the way to summon a persona. The reason is because persona itself, which means a mask. Smartphones indirectly are a mask that we use every day. Another identity that we use when we try to chat or call someone. It is basically a mask or persona. A smartphone is also part of you in everyday life, your privacy, and what you like, etc. That's why, to summon your persona, you have to call it with your smartphone. The mascot in our idea is also a little different, because this time it is not an unknown creature or an ordinary animal. The mascot in our idea is the spirit of an ordinary human who is trapped, unable to go inside her own body. So the spirit entered a rabbit doll. The name of the mascot is Lucy. Mascots in previous series tend to be male, like Koromaru in Persona 3, then Teddy in Persona 4, and Morgana in Persona 5. Koromaru in Persona 3 is a normal and ordinary animal that has a persona, namely Cerberus. There is a reason why the Persona 3 mascot is a dog, because it is based on Hachiko, which is famous in Japan. Then Teddy in Persona 4 is basically a bear inspired by Kumamon, the mascot of Japan's Kumamoto Prefecture. Morgana in Persona 5 also has a reason why he is a cat, which is based on a Japanese anime called Catbus, a cat that can turn into a vehicle. It is just like Morgana, who can turn into a fan. But this time Lucy, who is a rabbit doll named Ostara, the rabbit from Disneyland, or Disneyland in real life, has a philosophy that is based on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit from Disney. The Velvet Room is an old classic and elegant living room, or vintage style, with blue interior surrounded by a photography studio setup, such as lighting for fusing personas. There is also a dark room with red light interior for printing the photo. There are two attendants named Victor, a photographer who will fuse your personas by taking a photo, and Eva, a shadow, as the one who is holding a persona compendium book. You can talk to her if you want to buy a persona or register a persona. This velvet room is full of books on the bookshelf and other antique materials. The persona fusion method is by capturing a photo of the personas you have for fusion. When fusing a persona, the lighting in a photo studio creates a silhouette figure as the result of fusion behind the persona materials that you have for fusion. Then, the silhouette figure becomes clearer and takes a form of persona of the fusion result after bright white light suddenly appears on the screen when taking a photo. The dark room and velvet room can be used only when you want to fuse a persona that you can't have yet because you are under level. You can fuse the persona, but you have to wait until your level can reach the level of the persona you just fused. Then you can pick it up in the dark room. Okay, that's all for this video. If you found this video interesting and satisfy you, please leave a like in this video, subscribe to our channel and share. I will always be happy to know what you thought about Persona 6 ideas too. Just leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video and bye bye.